G'day guys, Adam from ReDriven here. Now look, we have teamed up with the guys from Driva because we both keep hearing from many of you that at the moment, trying to decide on what your next car is going to be can be incredibly confusing. And especially if you're wanting to ditch a traditional petrol or diesel engine, but at the same time you're not quite ready to take the plunge into a full EV. Well, maybe the thing to do is to have the best of both worlds and buy a hybrid. That way you get loads of the benefits of an EV with none of the range anxiety and complete reliance on electric power, with all of the benefits and convenience of an internal combustion engine while saving a fortune on fuel, which means being kinder to the environment and your wallet. But before we get into our picks when it comes to hybrids, how about a quick guide to what this whole hybrid thing even is? And if you already know all the details, feel free to skip ahead a little bit. First of all, the majority of the market is generally split between two types of hybrid vehicles, plug-in hybrids and self-charging or full hybrids. What both of these offer you in terms of the real-world experience is going to depend on your driving lifestyle, like how often and where you drive, and your actual style of driving. Also, each manufacturer and model will vary in how their systems of hybrid work and what they can offer in terms of range and performance, but we'll get to that soon. As a broad overview, generally speaking, a plug-in hybrid will offer more range when driving in full EV mode than a self-charging hybrid. In fact, and again, this will depend on your driving lifestyle, if you can charge a plug-in hybrid at home or at work, chances are the car will hardly ever have to use its petrol engine. Many of you ostensibly have an electric car, but with none of the range anxiety that can come with a full EV, because if the battery runs out, it's just going to switch over to its combustion engine. However, it is important to keep a plug-in hybrid charged because once you run out of battery power, you basically then have a combustion engined car lugging around all of the extra weight that comes with the batteries and the electric motor. And that's not going to do any favors for your fuel consumption. But when it's charged, it's not one or the other, or electric or combustion engine, because they work together. The combustion engine generally looks after the initial acceleration and any performance needs, while the electric motor takes care of cruising or low-speed driving. And quite often, you're going to be completely unaware of which power plant is doing what, because modern hybrids, they really are that seamless. Then, when it comes to self-charging or full hybrids, the traditional combustion engine and the energy recovered when braking charges the electric motor's battery, so there's no need to plug the car in at all. Now, if you don't have easy access to a charging station or a power point, or maybe you might forget to plug the car in, or you just can't be bothered with plugging the car in, well, maybe a full hybrid is the way to go. It's basically like living with a traditional combustion engine car, only that the electric motor should improve your fuel economy, and depending on the model, may offer full EV driving for short and low speed trips. So what hybrids should we all be checking out? Let's start with the Kia Sportage. Set to go head to head against the hugely popular Toyota RAV4 hybrid, the new Sportage combines a 1.6 litre turbocharged 4-cylinder petrol engine with an electric motor to provide, just like the RAV4, a full hybrid option for the Sportage range. That means no need to plug it in. Like all Kias, the suspension will be tuned for Australian conditions, providing both superb ride and handling, and you can expect the very latest in tech and features too. Pricing is predicted to kick off from around about $45,000, and the first models should be arriving in the second half of 2023. But if you're keen, get in quick because it is going to be one in-demand hybrid vehicle. Next up, it's something a little bit more schmancy. It's a Range Rover. Dubbed by many as being quite possibly the ultimate Range Rover, the SV-P510e is ready to make short distance trips and the bulk of long distance journeys completely emission free. It takes everything that makes the flagship Range Rover so appealing. Incredible styling inside and out, luxurious accommodation, the latest tech, huge practicality, immense on and off-road ability, and all the panache that comes with the Range Rover brand. And it powers it with a 3-litre turbocharged inline-6 combined with 105 kilowatts of plug-in electric power, combining to give 700 newton meters of torque while returning a claimed fuel consumption figure of just 1.6 litres per 100 kilometres. That is incredible. However, with pricing kicking off from just under $230,000, you certainly pay for the privilege. But what if $250,000 is just a little bit steep, but you need a very similar skill set? How about a Jeep? If you're looking for an ultra-practical, tech-filled, all-terrain SUV that won't make much of an impact on the environment when you're travelling short distances, the Jeep Grand Cherokee 4xe plug-in hybrid might be a great vehicle for you. Powered by a 2-litre turbocharged 4-cylinder petrol engine matched to 2 electric motors with a combined output of 280 kilowatts and 637 newton meters, Jeep claims 52 kilometres of electric driving range and fuel economy of 3.2 litres per 100 kilometres. Plus, it will still do all of the crazy terrain exploring shenanigans that we would expect from a Jeep. But it is a bit expensive. With pricing kicking off from around about $130,000 here in Australia, it's asking nearly as much as a previous Jeep Grand Cherokee that seemed to have the polar opposite attitudes towards fuel consumption, the fire-breathing supercharged V8 Trackhawk. How about something a little bit more financially realistic? It's a Honda. Renowned for their build quality and longevity, Honda's latest contender in the full hybrid SUV category is the new CR-V. Offering the latest generation CR-V's high-tech features, large cabin, modernised interior, tons of safety tech, and an already fuel-efficient 1.5-litre turbo engine, pairing it with an electric motor for the full hybrid experience just makes the entire package even more appealing. Even in terms of the price, which is expected to kick off from around about $35,000, the CR-V is sure to fly out of showrooms from the second half of 2023. But what if you want something a little bit smaller and a bit less predictable than the more popular brands? How about a Peugeot? As per usual from the French manufacturer, the 2023 308 GT Sport plug-in hybrid is a stunning vehicle inside and out. With a stylish exterior and modern interior that's comfortable, practical, and filled with the latest safety, tech, and features, the 308 plug-in hybrid seems to be as much a lifestyle choice as it is a car. When it comes to the sensible stuff, its 132 kilowatt 1.6-litre 4-cylinder petrol engine, teamed with an 81 kilowatt electric motor and 8-speed automatic transmission, will return a claimed fuel consumption figure of just 1.3 litres per 100 kilometres, and according to Peugeot, can cover almost 60 kilometres in full EV mode. However, the ergonomics might not be to everyone's taste, and with pricing starting from just under $65,000, it is asking a lot for what it is. Now let's step things up in luxury a little bit and check out a Lexus. Toyota's premium brand has been topping global reliability reports and customer satisfaction surveys since the 1990s. And now Lexus brings us the latest incarnation of what was potentially the world's first luxury SUV. Only this time, the RX's hybrid powertrain is more efficient than ever. Available with either a 2.5-litre 4-cylinder petrol hybrid or 2.4-litre 4-cylinder turbo petrol hybrid across the RX 350h and RX 500h, claimed consumption figures start from 5 litres per 100 kilometres. But it's everything else that the RX provides that makes this such a compelling option. Think of what you'd expect from a luxurious premium SUV, and the new RX will most likely surpass it. Tech, features, safety, build quality, driving experience, even after-sales support are arguably some of the best no matter what the price. And the fact that the RX hybrid kicks off from just over $85,000 is a bargain for what it is. Now, while we have been focusing primarily on either plug-in or full hybrid vehicles, there is actually a third option. It's kind of like a mild hybrid setup. In the case of our next car, the Mazda MX30 hybrid, this mild hybrid system uses a small generator that captures the energy that would usually be wasted during braking. It then stores this energy to power the vehicle's electrical systems, theoretically reducing the load on the system and saving fuel in the process. Now, it's not quite as fuel efficient as the other hybrid systems. The MX30 returns a claimed consumption figure of 6.4 litres per 100 kilometres. But if you're a bit apprehensive towards embracing hybrid technology, the MX30 might be a fantastic entry point. Plus, the aesthetics celebrate highlights of Mazda's past with the rear hinged doors, 3-tone exterior colour scheme and cylindrical LED headlights, and overall, it's just an excellent and convincing all-rounder. And then we come to the hybrid version of one of Australia's most popular SUVs, the Nissan Xtrail. While the full hybrid systems that we've mentioned so far use petrol and electric power in tandem, Nissan have decided to do things quite differently. See, the Xtrail's 1.5-litre 3-cylinder turbo petrol engine acts purely as an electricity generator. So rather than powering the car's wheels, the engine sends power to the car's battery, which in turn runs 2 electric motors, sending drive to all 4 wheels. This delivers the full, quick, quiet and smooth electric driving experience with plenty of power on tap. The only downside is something we mentioned earlier. In a way, it's a small combustion engine lugging around nearly 2 tons of batteries, electric motors, and an SUV, combining to return a claimed fuel consumption figure of 6.1 litres per 100 kilometres. Still, it looks gorgeous, it's loaded with kit, and with pricing starting from just under $55,000, the Nissan Xtrail e-Power is very much worthy of your consideration, as is another Nissan, the Qashqai e-Power. This is ostensibly the very same hybrid technology as featured in the Xtrail, just wrapped in a slightly smaller and arguably sexier body. However, thanks to a front-wheel drive only layout and more compact dimensions, the Qashqai also weighs less than the Xtrail, returning a claimed consumption figure of 5.3 litres per 100 kilometres. If this sparks your interest, pricing is expected to start from around about $45,000, with initial deliveries due later in 2023. And then we come to a controversial pick thanks to its, let's say, polarizing looks. It's the BMW XM plug-in hybrid. BMW should be applauded for pushing the limits when it comes to design. However, many claim this is pushing it way too far. No matter what your opinion of the looks, the XM is an absolute sledgehammer when it comes to performance. It might not exude the levels of nuance and tactility that some may hope for in this premium performance SUV category, but thanks to its twin turbocharged 4.4 litre V8 engine in combination with a gearbox mounted electric motor, delivers in its most powerful trim 550 kilowatts and 1,000 newton meters of torque, all while returning a claimed consumption figure of just 2.7 litres per 100 kilometres. Plus, in full EV mode, can deliver a range of between 82 and 88 kilometres at speeds up to 140 kilometres an hour. But there are 2 problems, besides the looks. Number 1, this is an incredibly complex feat of engineering, and BMW's 3-year warranty simply isn't long enough. And secondly, it's the price of admission. To park this beast of a thing in your driveway, and depending on which of the endless options you pick, you're looking at least $300,000. And then we come to one of the most exciting and highly anticipated hybrids coming this year. It's the Mercedes-AMG C63 hybrid. We can all mourn the fact that AMG have abandoned the V8 engine for the mighty C63, but the headlines for the new model are astounding. 500 kilowatts and 1,020 newton meters powers the all-wheel drive sedan or wagon, enabling a 0 to 100 kilometer time of just 3.4 seconds. It features the world's most powerful 4-cylinder engine with a Formula One derived electric turbocharger. The plug-in hybrid system features a 150 kilowatt electric motor to power the rear wheels through its own 2-speed gearbox and a limited slip diff. And that immense powertrain is then all wrapped in a luxurious and practical family car featuring the very latest in tech, and it can be driven in silent, full EV mode when you're not out slaying supercars. However, it is heavy and expensive. Tipping the scales at 2,111 kilograms, it weighs roughly the same as an old 80 series Toyota Land Cruiser, and the price of admission in excess of $200,000. Now, depending on when you're watching this, some of these cars, they may not have been released, and even if they are out, thanks to popularity, they might not be available. So if you want to know the picks for hybrids that are available right now, well, we've also made that video. Go check it out.